Countdown Conspiracy, Chapter 2, Part 1. Okay, now they're just grandstanding, my dad says the next day as he peers out our kitchen window at a new team of agents joining the police perimeter around our house. How much security do they think we need? At least they're keeping the paparazzi back, I say, glancing up the staircase to my bedroom, where I can hear some suspicious thumps. There weren't this many yesterday, he frowns. Yeah, well, yesterday I wasn't a Mars cadet, I reply. I don't particularly mind the added security, but the fact that it's freaking my dad out makes me glad that I decided not to tell my parents about the anonymous World Window Messenger. It was probably just a troll, and I'm not going to let a troll frighten my parents right before they send their daughter away for basically ever. Besides, I'm used to negative messages online, especially since becoming the US Mars nominee. They're usually just a string of misspelled insults, but I guess people are getting creative now that I've won. How many more interviews today? I ask, changing the subject. 4. I hold back a groan. I've barely put a dent in packing. Mom's had to do it all day for me, and I haven't even gotten a chance to see if she's doing it right. Judging by the noises upstairs, I somehow doubt it. Call up whenever the next people get here, okay? No vid chatting, my dad shouts after me as I dash upstairs. We don't have time for that today. I know, I shout back, like I'm running off to vid chat, honestly. I turn the corner to my room. Mom, please don't touch. Ruby circuits? I know, my mom says as I enter. My shoulders relax when I see that my desk hasn't been disturbed. All of my robotic components are right where I'd left them. The rest of my room, however... Several suitcases are sprawled out on the floor. All of my dresser drawers are open to varying degrees. A bottle of shampoo is knocked over on my nightstand, slowly oozing out next to the lamp. Hangers litter the carpet, and my closet door is wide open. This isn't my room anymore. It's a disaster zone. Wow, Mom, you're really going for it, huh? I sidle over to my nightstand to grab the shampoo bottle and start sopping up the mess. You have a lot of stuff, she replies, standing up and wiping her forehead. She's got her rocket ship bandana tied around her curly hair, keeping at least some of it out of her face. And we haven't even begun to tackle that. She gestures in the vague direction of my desk. I'll take care of those things, I say quickly, putting the shampoo bottle down and scooting around the suitcases to stand protectively in front of Ruby. My MechBot isn't something just anyone can pack up in boxes. She's broken up into 473 pieces right now, and that's not even counting the screws. I pick up my wire cutters and twirl them around my fingers. My mom shakes her head slowly at me. Miranda, you know we aren't going to have time to pack your way. My way. She means carefully. I'll make time. We stare at each other for several moments, and I try not to get distracted by the one big curl that's popped out of the left side of her bandana. I can do it, I say. Really? There isn't any time tomorrow, she reminds me. You've got interviews all morning, lunch with the governor, then there's your send-off celebration at the town hall, your autograph session, and I know, I interrupt. Don't worry, I'll get it done. My mom side eyes me as she bends back down to finish putting my shirts in a suitcase. All right then. Now, are you going to tell me what's been bothering you or not? Bothering me? Nothing's bothering me. Miranda. I silently walk back across the room. Is this about learning who your fellow astronauts are? I go back to cleaning the shampoo spill. I'd been hoping to avoid this particular conversation. No, they seem pretty cool. I give an indifferent shrug. Though I don't know much about Raheem, I really thought Deepa Carr had the medical officer thing in the bag. I'm not talking about Raheem. I'm talking about Anna. I flinch, remembering Anna Kubik's cold gray eyes as we shook hands on the podium at last year's Youth Advancing Astronomy competition. A bit of shampoo drips off my nightstand. You didn't think I'd remember your, what did you call her? Nemesis from Austria, Mom asks, She's not my nemesis, I say. She's just the girl I tied with. Mom smiles. That's the right attitude. Keep being the bigger person, Miranda. If anything, being teammates for Mars should prove to her how much you deserve to win first place with her, right? I scrub at my nightstand a little harder. I hope so. 2 mornings later, a bump jolts our van, and I blink my eyes open. Sorry, pothole, my dad says. It's still dark outside as we make the turn into the airport. I must have fallen asleep for most of the ride. The terminal entrance is lined with people waving good luck signs, American flags, and giant cutout Mars shapes, which makes me smile a little. At least until I catch sight of all the reporters lined up behind them. I groan, running my fingers over my face. I must look like a zombie, but the news people aren't going to care that I'd rather not be recorded right now. Emmeline, sweetie, wake up, Mom says as we pull the car to a stop. But waking up means Miranda's gonna go away. Now that it's officially sunk in for her that me winning means me leaving, Emmeline's excitement has done a 180. My dad unbuckles her seatbelt, and I pause for one last moment of peace in the car. Then I dutifully undo my own seatbelt and open the door. The shouts from the reporters are immediate. Miranda, is it true you turned down the limousine Governor Hull sent so you could spend your final hours with your family? How does it feel to be the face of America as our nation rebuilds its reputation? What do you think about China refusing to broadcast your send-off celebration yesterday? Are you worried about working with Rahim Mahmoud given Pakistan's alliance with Russia during the war? Don't answer any of them, Mary orders, having just climbed out of a black car with Michael. They rush to push the media back. Ignoring the reporters, I walk around to get Ruby's box out of the back of our van. My mom straightens my sister's rumpled shirt. Several members of the airport staff help my dad unload my suitcases. I exhale, my breath fogging in the chilly January air. Here we go, Ruby, I whisper. Then I turn and nearly drop her box. The President of the United States waits in the doorway to the airport. Hello, Miranda, President Nelson says. Cameras flash faster than my eyes can keep up, and my parents both have their hands over their mouths. It's wonderful to finally meet you in person. It takes a moment, but I find my flabbergasted voice. Nice to meet you too. Reporters cram in as close as they can get. Men in dark suits come to the aid of Mary and Michael, holding the media back as I approach the president. It'd be a shame to let our national hero fly off in a regular airplane, the president goes on to say. So I would like to personally invite you to join me aboard Air Force One. Air Force One? The crowd around us roars with excitement that matches exactly how I feel inside, and my mom grasps me by the shoulders. Miranda, this is wonderful, she exclaims. I don't know what to say, I stammer. She says yes, my dad answers gleefully for me. I laugh, and so does everyone else. Well, everyone except for Emmeline. I try to give her a grin, but she's got tears in her eyes, and my smile falters. She leans into my side, clings to my coat, and shakes her head as if refusing to believe any of this is happening. Can I have someone take that for you? President Nelson gestures at Ruby's box, and I pull it tighter to my chest. No, thank you, I reply. This is my carry-on. Laughter ripples through the crowd again, and my face flushes. What did I say? You'll find Air Force One has a few different rules concerning luggage, President Nelson chuckles. Yes, but you still have to go through security, one of the men in suits says. Your family can follow you to that point, so if you please, let's get moving. We all enter the airport, escaping the chill outside. Emmeline puts her small hand in mine, but unfortunately the president walks quickly, and it's not long before I lose my sister. I glance back to apologize, but my dad's already got Emmeline scooped up. Her face is buried in his shoulder as they walk down the carpeted hallway together. It takes barely any time at all to reach security, And that means that somehow it's already time to say goodbye. I set Ruby's box down, shaking out my left arm, which has admittedly gotten a little tired. Guess this is it, I say. My mom pulls me in for a giant hug. I'm just tall enough now for my face to be above her shoulder, and her frizzy hair tickles my nose as she holds me tight. Be safe, she says. I nod. The first tear finally manages to slip out and trickle down my face. Have fun, learn a lot, teach me everything when you come home to visit. I will, Mom. It'll be 2.5 months before I'm home again. Each Mars cadet gets 4 2-week vacations a year to visit family, which sounded like a lot back when they told me about it, but now that I'm actually leaving, 2.5 months, 78 days, 1,872 hours. My mental math just makes it sound worse and worse, so I lock that part of my brain up. I love you, my little astronaut. My mom lets go of my shoulders and steps back, allowing Emmeline to come forward. Hey, Emmeline, I kneel down. My sister's face is covered in tears, and she definitely needs a tissue for her nose. It's gonna be okay. You're coming back, right? She asks, sniffling. Of course, I tell her. I promise I'll be back to visit before you know it. But you won't live with us anymore. I pause. No, I won't. At that, Emmeline dives forward into my arms, completely losing it. Be good for Mom and Dad. I bite back my own tears. I'll vid-chat as often as I can, okay? Emmeline nods into my shirt, wrapping her arms around me even tighter. After several moments, I slowly stand up, unwrap Emmeline's arms, and reluctantly step away from her. Then my dad moves in and hugs me. This is going to be such an amazing adventure for you. I nod silently into his chest. Love you, sweetie. We'll see you again soon. Love you too, I reply. Then we release each other and I retrieve Ruby's box from the floor, wiping at my eyes. I watch my family for a moment, all huddling together and clutching tissues in their hands, before realizing that they aren't going to walk away. I have to.